Okay, Beshem Hashem Nasem Nastiach, thank you so much for the hosting another Limuda Torah, learning of Torah, downtown Vernon, Los Angeles. Bezat Hashem, today we're going to learn something very practical with a true story that happened just last night. So I start with the story. Last night I attended a very chashuve mesiba, as an important party, not just a regular party of Torah, finishing a masechta, concluding one of the tractates of Talmud, which took around 2 years. Finishing one book of the Talmud, which took 2 years, masechta, and over there, everyone were very happy. Wonderful, a few hours program, and in the end of the program there was a dancing, everyone dancing together, right? All of the sudden I noticed somebody is shouting, somebody is cursing, and people quickly get around him seeing what is happening. And I noticed that this was a known individual to the community who has caused a lot of issues, right? Going to people's private properties, taking their private properties, their belongings from their places in the synagogue, right? Taking, and unfortunately, this individual even stole tefillin and the tzitzit of others, clothings. So this is not only one person, two individuals that unfortunately have been going around and making as if they are needy, but apparently they are not that much needy. Apparently that's a bad habit that they have. So these two individuals, one of them coming to this private community event, started shouting and cursing, all sorts of curses you cannot imagine, right? Without having any respect to anyone, even cursing one of the head rabbanim of the community, one of the head rabbis. So the rabbi said over in the group, after this event, he revealed that he was gonna put him in his place, and he was gonna not only teach him a lesson, maybe even to knock him down, that he would not ever, never and ever to do this. To the point that the rabbi said, and I quote him without mentioning his name, the rabbi said, if I would have not learned the Zohar, which we are about to learn, I would have put myself behind the bars in jail. Because he went out of control so much with the anger that this individual caused, with cursing all his beloved ones, right? All sorts of curses that is, you can't imagine why a person would curse someone, right, for nothing. Maybe just for being confronted while you are in a gathering that you are not supposed to be, or somebody told him, bring back my tefillin and tzitzit that you stole, right? And this rabbi even didn't say nothing to him. Nothing was exchanged between this rabbi and that individual. And the rabbi, right, was in the position of really giving back to him, but he controlled himself. And he said, because of this Zohar, many times we become upset, we become angry, and we lose our temper. And that second we lose our temper could have catastrophic damages that might not be even reversible. Putting somebody behind the bars, or chas v'shalom, putting somebody, going to courts, trying to defend himself for the moment that he couldn't, control his anger. So we're going to learn this Zohar HaKadosh, and this Zohar HaKadosh, even though that is very deep, I try to simplify it as much as possible. That should help every one of us not to become angry. So Zohar HaKadosh says, Rabbi Yehuda started saying, uh, revealing that every person has a neshama that HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts in his body, and this neshama, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to a person needs to be very, very careful with this neshama. Neshama is a soul. It has different sections. Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama. Especially for Yehudim, that we have neshama, and Gentiles do not have the neshama to the extent that we have. So it says a person needs to be very careful not to get close to the El Zar. That's the stranger god. What is a stranger gods? Other gods than Almighty Hashem. What is that stranger god? A person that becomes that doesn't have shalom, a person who loses his peace, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu cannot bless him the way that he was receiving the blessings. So on this it says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu holds back blessings to such a person. Right? A person needs to bless another individual, his friend, بقول gadol ببوكر, when he gets up, right? وأفعل pi شاكل tov, even though that everything is good, sometimes we don't see what is behind things that happen. Still, a person needs to be happy with whatever is happening, whatever is being done to him, even by his friend. Something bad that his friend is doing to him, he shouldn't become angry. ואינו צריך להיזהר על זה, אבל מהו ידלו לכם מן האדם אשר נשמע באפו. Person needs to be very zahir, very careful. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded the person needs to be very careful about his neshama. What causes the neshama to depart the body? One of the things that cause the neshama to depart the body is when a person becomes angry. When a person becomes angry, says Zohar HaKadosh, his nefesh, ruach, neshama leaves his body. Right? So that time that his nefesh, ruach, neshama, his soul is not in his body, Elokei Zar, stranger gods come in, and he becomes like an avodah zarah, he becomes like an idol worshipper. So much so that our rabbis teach us, don't look at the face of such a person who is angry. Don't even converse with him. Don't start a conversation. As the Talmud tells us in Masachet Avot, a person who is angry, don't try to appease him when he's angry. Right? So it says, all of a sudden, this avodah zarah goes in his body, and it takes control of that person. Because of this, a person needs to be very careful. That moment of anger, if he doesn't hold himself, then he can lose that nefesh, ruach, neshama that Hashem gave him. And the chidush here is something that is unbelievable to understand. It's not like, okay, I become angry, I'll be okay in another 5-10 minutes. I just say whatever I want to him, and then I'm going to calm myself down. The damage is going to be irreversible. You cannot bring back that 15 minutes of anger. That which you lost is completely lost. So he becomes Eved of Hashem, servant of Hashem, he becomes the servant of Avodah Zarah, the idol. He is going to have you in his control. That's why we see people become angry. They break everything. They break dishes. Sometimes they even do things that they cannot even remember, right? Breaking glasses, putting their head into the wall, right? That's beside the fact that the medicine has proved A person who becomes angry, his blood pressure goes up. So the possibility of having stroke, heart attack increases so much. Right? So میشه میدبری ما که ما شمیتخبر به عبودازارا. A person who talks with this angry person is as if he becomes one with the ideal worshipper. Don't talk with the angry person. Says Zohar HaKadosh, Mamash like Avodazara. Ma'atam, what's the reason? Mishom she'avodazara mamash shore betocho. Because really, idol is in him, and he is the idol worshipper. Don't talk with him. Don't look at him. De'ainu el zar, that is a stranger god, is the false god. Velo, or not only that, ella she'agar kedushat elyona mimchoma veisha bimchoma avodazara. And in the upper worlds, everything that we do here has an impact in the upper worlds. Right? You give tzedakah, it's as if you're giving tzedakah in the heavenly worlds. You do acts of kindness. So what he's going to do, he's going to uproot the wonderful place that he had in the upper worlds. He's breaking here, he's breaking that which he has in the olamot, in the heavenly worlds. De'ainu elzar ella sha'agar kedusha elyona, and he's uprooting the holiness above. And instead he's putting Avodazara. Imagine taking idol and putting it in the heavenly worlds, next to the heavenly chambers, next to the great Rabbanim, great Tzaddikim, Moshe Rabbeinu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Ma elzar katubo al tifnu el ha'elilim kemozar asur leistakel befanav shel hakoes. And it is prohibited, Zohar HaKadosh ends in this section, that it's prohibited to look at the face of an angry person. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu help us that we all safeguard ourselves from anger. If this is what just last night, this could have happened to a very reputable rabbi in our community, and it's not a secret. He said it in front of many this morning. It can happen to anyone else, any one of us. Chas v'shalom lo aleinu. Wow. So how much we need to control our anger, how much we need to remember that there is Almighty Hashem. Anything that happens to us is meant to be. Hashem is sending that bad person to us. There is a reason behind it. Nobody can touch you. Nobody can take away from your belongings. Nobody can do that which is harmful to you without Hashem's permission. May Hashem help us that we shouldn't have these nisyonot, these tests. Rather, with accepting Torah and Mitzvot and the hardship of Torah and Mitzvot, Hashem will take away the hardship that would come to us because of our deeds to that which is not appropriate. Venomar Amen. Right.